Okay, come, let's switch to your GC. Let me help you all with your GC a little bit first. I think you all don't really use your GC yet. So yes, I have a GC. I have a GC here. So okay, so this is your GC. Now importantly, the GC, this calculator, right? You have one more calculator that's like this, right? Bring this also, because some of the calculation of GC very complicated to key in, which is easier here. Okay, so anything that O-level things can handle, you use this. Anything the O-level things cannot handle, you use that. Because this one still have its advantage. Then you can bring both of them into the exam. Got sticker, right? You all got the sticker, right? I don't have sticker because mine. Okay, so come. One important thing is, number one, your minus sign and this minus sign, there are two different ones already. The GC doesn't recognize -1 like what you did on here. Okay, you try key input like this. You try 1 minus, then you put bracket, then you put this -1. It will give you error. Error, no? Error, huh? So when you have error, because this habit from using this calculator, so this error, then you be, how come error? Because the minus is wrong. So this minus got to change to this one. This is the first common thing that you need to change when you use your GC. So this minus sign will have problem. Okay. Second, we need to handle fraction. Fraction last time got a very convenient button there. Now the fraction button is not there. You'll notice that there's a fraction button here, and it's in green. Anything in green is activated by the alpha. Anything in blue is activated by the second. Okay, so you can try alpha, then you press this, the fraction part will appear. Oh, sorry, I need to press alpha, then press the, sorry, let me clear the keystroke. Okay, press alpha, press this, sorry, wrong. Clear. Then the fraction appears. So that's the fraction portion. Yes, it's one. Answer is 1. So can, huh? Okay, huh? Okay. Now, apart from the square part, that's square. Let's go to your mode. You go to your mode. Now, if you go to your mode, you have a lot of things there. So we are in max sprint normal. Float is the number of decimal. Now, these two important, radian and degree, because we work primarily in radian. Vectors, you need degree, but we work primarily in radian. Now, we also in function mode. In your syllabus, you need parametric and sequence. Polar has been removed from the syllabus, so no need polar anymore. Okay, so we need function, parametric. Later part, we need sequence. The rest don't need already. We are in real numbers until you reach complex numbers. Then over here, now your answer, right? Your answer over here, this one is give your answer in improper fraction. This one is mixed number. Now, this part, this answer, I usually on yours is what is it? Auto or what? Auto. Put the auto, because if you put decimal, right, every answer will appear decimal. Because we want it to be in fractions. So usually in fractions. Now the stats diagnostic, yours is off now. Is it off? Off it first, because you don't need it until next year. Okay. Then the clock, all this you adjust yourself. My clock, I think, don't know your clock. Okay, you can do. Don't anyhow change the language. The language, stay the language you change, cannot change back, must reset. Okay. Okay, so roughly what you will always need to manipulate is between radian, degree, function, parametric, these two. Okay, the rest and then the answer, yours in auto, so keep it there. Unless you want the answer to be decimal. You use just now the alpha y, you change it to decimal. Otherwise, right, put it in auto. The stats one, don't touch them first. Okay, because anything now error, everything very hard to fix on you because you are new to it. Okay, so that's that. Now, come, let's do making correction. Now, you realize if you type anything, right, your correction, your number will overwrite whatever you type. Right? So you try that. What I need you to do in this button that you see this blue color insert. So next time you key in a very complicated number, right? Then you realize one part wrong. Then you press and press, everything overwrites. So don't go near there, you press insert. Then you can insert somewhere in there. Okay? So you try the original one first. Then after now let's come to the most exciting function of sketch graph. Sketching graph is on this button, the y equals. Okay, so what's the exercise I put there? So you have fx and gx. You here you got fx and gx. So you can try pressing keying in the function. So we get x plus 1. Okay, you want to press x is using this button x. Okay, then the rest is just plus 1. And you plus again the fraction. What's the fraction? 1 over x minus 2. Enter. And what do you have? 2x plus 1. 2x plus 1. Okay, like that. Once you key in, you realize that this one is there. This already have this bow inside the equal sign. This means that these two graphs will be plotted. So how you generate the graph? Just press graph. Then you generate the graph. Okay, before you press graph, can you check this? Usually, before I do that, I always go to zoom. Then I put zoom 6. Standard. Zoom. You go to zoom, then you choose 6. Okay. Ayuh, my stats plot is activated. Hang on, let me off my statistics plot. Sorry. This one. You see, one of my stats plot is on. So if your stats plot is on, need to enter and then off it now. A lot of things is frustration. Using the GC is a lot of things is frustration. For the moment. Okay, so you should have something like that. This is the standard view. So what we want to do is to introduce you to the amazing function of GC. We can find intersections. So now let's find their intersection. Now to find intersection, what you need to do is you go to second, you press second, then you press the trace, you activate this thing called calculate. So calculate has this intersection, number 5. You press already, so come. Okay, if you press this, then they ask you first curve, where's the location? You just roughly have to estimate. Okay, so first curve. Second curve, just put near their intersection point. Then you can get this. Then they say guess. Then you have this intersection coming up. Just enter, enter, enter. So that's one intersection. So we still got one more. Okay, so we do the same thing again. You press second, trace, number 5. So then this time we move near to the other side. Move near to the other side. You see? You keep on pressing up, right? Or across, right? This thing will move. Because it moves along the 2 curves. Okay, then you press enter. Then along there, just enter. And you get the other intersection point. Can you calculate manually? How to calculate manually? Equal, yes. So GC is one thing, must know the mathematics behind why they get this. Okay, so must set them fx equals to gx. Then you solve manually. So questions in exam, if they solve and they say exact, then no need GC put one side, okay? Then you just set equal to each other solve. So that's how you do this solving. But if they just say solve without saying exact, just use the GC. Normally in graph question, right, they ask you sketch the graph this f and sketch the graph g together on one diagram. Then you just sketch using the GC. And then they want you to do the intersection point very fast. And you'll see that the sketching only 2 marks. No marks one. Because everything is on calculator. Okay, so that's one thing. So now, second, let's find minimum point. So you see that there's a minimum point and there's a maximum point. Okay, so come, let's find go to second, you go trace, find minimum. Okay, let's find minimum first. So minimum is on here, near here. So the minimum, you have this thing called left bound, right bound. Now the left bound must be on the left side of the minimum point. So you can bound that thing. Then you'll see that it draws a line down. Left bound, and then you go to the next side, the right bound. And then you get clever, right? You can find. Okay, now find the maximum point. Find the maximum point. So now we're going to find the maximum point. These are the few functions you keep using one. Okay, so need to move backwards now. The left bound, make sure you left bound correctly, and then right bound. Okay, so left bound, right bound. And then you should get the maximum point. Okay, can you see this maximum point got 1.0000, then ending got 9. Then you must be thinking, I didn't write what? 1. You find the x-intercept. Now, there's two x-intercept based on the blue curve. Okay, so you can find the x-intercept. Now, x-intercept in here is called the 0. So you use the 0 function. Then 0 function over here, left bound, right bound. There you go. You know why you bound it? Because you're actually detecting a change in signs from negative value to positive value. That's what happens when you cut the intercept. Okay. Okay. You can find the second one. Let's see. Second trace, number 2. So now let's go to the left bound of this, the right bound of this. Okay, there you go. So you should get 1.61. To find the value when now you got two curves, you actually can select in between the two curves. So can you see you can switch up, down, you switch between the curve. So you want to find the value maybe on this curve, you want to find when x is 2. Then x is 2, y is 5 on this. You just press 2. You go to the curve. You go to the curve, you just press maybe this one, you press 1. 1. And then you see you get the point 1, 1. So that's finding value. Okay, so then outside, right? Let's say you want to add the value, cannot add here, right? Cannot add here, huh? Then how? So come, you go outside, go second, quit. You quit second mode, you go outside. You press second mode, you quit the screen, you come outside. So now we need to activate. Just now we have y1, y2. Remember the curve y1 and the curve y2. Let's say we want to have let's say maybe f of 1 plus g of 2. Of course, we can manually calculate. So now you got GC, right? If they never ask you anything, we can activate the variables. So you go alpha, then you go trace now. You should activate this menu. You go alpha, you go trace. You see y1, y2? y1, y2. Okay, follow me first. Follow me on y1. So choose y1, then open bracket. So this is your f1. So you put 1. Then close the bracket. Then plus. Then your G, right? Now activate. You go to y2, number 2. So 2. Alpha what? Alpha trace. Alpha trace, you activate the menu. Okay? And then you can enter. You should get the value. So you cannot add the values of the graph inside the graph function, but you can add the value outside here. Change the window. Okay, you have your y1, y2 there, right? Now, if you look at this y1, y2, we can change the window. Let's say now, let's say on the graph, right? We don't want to look at everything, but we just want to focus on here. So if you want to focus on here, there's a function called zoom box. There's a function called zoom box. The zoom box, right, you can actually box up one area. So you press zoom, Then you go to this zoom box number 1. Then you activate this key. You see this key, this key can run here and there. Okay, so you put a point, right? Your box, because this will pull a diagonal, it's like cropping function like that. This one you can pull something like that. Okay, so but once you set the point, you press enter, then you can start drawing the zoom box. Then once you're done, right, you press enter. Then, so it magnifies that area that you want. Why you need to do this? Because sometimes when you draw, the thing all crammed together, very hard to see. Then when you want to see exactly, you see this one, this point, right? On the original one, cannot see that they got some parts away. Okay, so this part, there's actually some distance away. Okay, so this is zoom box. So if you want to original, go back to zoom 6, zoom standard lah. Just put zoom 6, then you go back to this. Then sometime your graph, you press already, cannot see. Because your teacher very evil. On the standard zoom 6, right, the graph is on top and below. The maximum point, minimum point. Here, the y value is 10 minus 10. 10 minus 10. Then your teacher evil, go and put 1 minus 50, then minus 20. Then you see, why my graph don't have? So there's a way to solve it. Is if you cannot see, right, you press the zoom again, you press the up button. You press the up button, you'll see this zoom fit. Zoom fit, it will take your graph, right? Your graph will become very small, but at least you choose 0. At least you see, you'll say that, oh, I can see all this. Because you pull up all these points, you fit the graph into one window. Then you realize that, oh, now I see my graph. Then I can move along the graph, and then you can zoom box the thing you want. So that's how you manipulate your GC. Okay, let's draw that trigo graph that I have there. So you go to try this. You draw the cosine trigo graph in Y3. 2 cos 2x and close bracket plus 1. You realize now you got this black color. That means this graph will activate. This graph will activate. Now I want to keep them, but I don't want them to activate. You go to the GC part, the equal sign. Can you see my cursor blinking now? You press 1 time enter, then you move the cursor. Can you see that the black gone? Okay, so do one more time. The Y2 I also don't want. So you see the black all gone. So you can keep your graph there, but they don't draw. So then now you draw your graph for your trigo. Then you see your trigo graph. Now no good, right? Because just now I zoom fit that thing. This y-axis is very large. So then how? For trigo graph, we have, you go to zoom. There's a zoom trick. Zoom trick. Now zoom trick works on radian. Yours is degree or radian now? Radian. Okay, so you just press your zoom trick number 7, and you'll find that, hey, good. Can you see? Because it's 2x, right? The period is 180. So this is pi. This is pi over 2. So it draws between 1, 2, 3, 4. So for trigo graph, when you draw on the GC and you want to see it properly, there's a way you can draw it. So use zoom trick. There's one thing that you need to do. This the last thing on this window thing is to restrict the domain. Now go back. Activate the other graph. The trigo graph don't need already. Okay. Actually, this one also don't. The 2x plus 1 also don't. Now I want to do this. So if let's use zoom 6 now. If I draw this, right? Let's say your question say, oh, I want everything more than 0. Then draw the graph for x more than or equals to 0. So actually this part don't need, right? This part all don't need now. But then on your GC, cannot restrict. So there's 2 ways to restrict. Restriction can comes in the form of the window. So you see this window, right? You press the window button, you get this. I don't like to use the window button to restrict, because you use the window button to restrict. Let's say I want 0, right? So I put 0. Then you'll see the graph. Can you see this side don't have it? Then you must be thinking, hey, that side, what happened? Don't know. Okay, so one of the other ways to restrict, and this is when you do the function chapter is important. Huh? So sorry, let me go back to Zoom 6 again. When you do the function chapter, what I need you to do, go to the end. This one we follow step by step. So go to the end first, you all follow me. Okay, go to the end, press the divide key, press divide, then open a bracket. Okay, now we want from 0, right? From -2. Okay, so we want from -2. So okay, press -2. Remember, it's the minus below, -2. Now go to second. I want to do this. I want to activate this testing. Second math. Okay, press second and then press math. You get this. Okay, go to condition. So if you look at what I want to between -2 and 2. So it's number 6. Press number 6. And you put 2. Then close the bracket. You see? So from this part also gone because from 2 onwards, those I don't want. And you see now, I have this part that is there. Okay. So remember this trick, because this trick, usually I teach my student, the school don't teach the student. So the school always, when you draw and you restrict your, the x value, we call them the domain. When you restrict, right, you always have this problem, don't know what to draw. And then what you do, if they tell you I want to between -2 and 2, you can draw everything. Because students always look at GC, look at GC, draw everything. Must know how to change the window, because every time in your graph, right, you will you normally kill yourself by don't know how to adjust the window, cannot see the graph. The window adjustment important. So standard default reduce zoom 6. So if your graph come out in weird manner, so let's say now I change the window a bit first. Hang on, let's say this is 0. So if you in school exam, you come out like that first, don't see anything first, straight away change this to zoom 6 again. Must change to zoom 6 because like that you don't see anything. Okay, so zoom 6. Zoom 6. So you see something like that. So this is restricted domain. You realize that now the graph is restricted. Okay. Now this thing, very smart one. This thing, like you want to combine the two graphs together, find the values, right? You can combine. You just have to use we can combine these two together because this one got restriction. You want to combine these two, right? You know how to activate the y2 plus y3? We want to combine these two graphs together to make it one graph. So you put y2 plus y3. You know how to get the y2? Remember? Must come to here, alpha trace, activate the y2, then plus, then alpha trace, activate the y3. Let's remove this graph first. I remove this one first. Don't want this. So then I y2 plus y3 lah. So that you don't have to retype everything, you see. Plus y, I put y1. Sorry, it should be y2 plus y3. This one delete. And delete. This one also delete. y2 plus alpha trace y3. Y3 is 3. Okay, then graph. So GC is powerful. The graphic calculator itself is a mini computer. Yeah. Last time you solved equation mode 3, no, mode 1. Not mode 1. Last time is what mode? Yeah, equation, right? This one, right? So last time you have this. So now you must go to, okay, you go out first. Go to app, apps. Go to app. Then it's actually this one, Polynomial. There's a lot of function here. I think in the exam they will ask you to activate some mode. A lot of this will disappear. You're left with this. Correct. So yours is like that. Like that is the correct one. Like that is the correct one. Because that's the exam mode. This one is every other mode. The mode that you use, you have conics, right? Yeah. You have conics, huh? So you got conics and you only use these two. The rest, I don't think you use really. I also never used before. Sorry, let me check what's the rest. Don't have. So number one, don't anyhow press all this because all these will affect other things inside your GC. So polysimal is to solve your polynomial equation, simultaneous equation. So you have two types, but polynomial equation, simultaneous equation. So only that two. So let's go there first. Okay, so with polynomial, if you press number one, we can do x power 10. X power 10. Normally, your school exam usually stops about here or here. These two. This one, sometimes. Okay, but usually it's like x squared, you know how to solve. So you can do something like x power 5. Okay, so I put the x power 5 equation there, but you must know how to read first. Okay, after that, this button, this next button coincides with this button. Correct? You see on your GC. The next, you press the graph. You press the graph. Then oh sorry, mine's order 2. Sorry, let me go back again. Wait, I want order 5. Go to main. Main is coincide with your y equals. Okay, coincide. So you go power 5, then go next. Why it doesn't work? Sorry. Oh, sorry. I never enter. Sorry. Wait. You go power 5, must enter first. Enter. Okay, so why they cancel off? Because power 5 still got complex roots. Okay, so then you can go next. Then we say, wow, must interpret this. You must interpret this. What is A5? A5 is the coefficient of x to the power 5. So in my equation, what is it? 1, right? 1, right? A5 is 1. A4, 2. A4 is 2. And the A3 is the x cube. So it's 3. Then the A2, the x squared term is 4. Then the constant term, I think is not constant yet. A5 is the x power 1. So 5. Constant term is 0. A0. So must learn how to read this. Because every time actually keying in not an issue for young people, but it's problem is the reading. Okay? Okay, then you solve, press the graph, and you can solve. You get some complex roots. Okay, so you got how many roots? You got all 5 roots. This is the only that is non-complex. Okay, the rest are complex. All complex roots. So you have this very long thing, right? That means behind is complex. Can So this is solving polynomial equation. You got one more thing to solve, simultaneous equation. So go back to main again. Then go to 2. The one that is in your syllabus is 3 equation, 3 unknowns. Okay, sometimes it's 2 equation, 3 unknowns. Sometimes it's 3 equation, 3 unknowns. The starting point for you is 3 equation, 3 unknowns. Okay, so go to this, then you enter first. Enter, select the 3, let it blink first. Okay, this one, no, never mind already. Okay, so then go to next. Press the graph. You press the graph, you activate the next button. Graph. Okay, then you key in the equation there. Okay, so after keying, you should get this. Then you just press the graph, then you can solve it. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we get. We get one and a half. One and a half. Okay, so I think orientation all done already. Yes. That's the mod button. So in your graph there, so to start plotting the first one, right? So over here, we have these two functions. We need to plot these two red color one. So Y1, first you press alpha window, activate the ABS, press number 1. Then you have this thing coming out, right? Okay, then I put 2x minus 3 plus 1. 2x minus 3, then plus 1. Okay, that's 1. Then the other one is 3x. Okay, so go zoom 6. 6. Okay, you should get something like this. Second trace, go for intersection. Okay, first curve, enter, second curve, enter. We got 0.8 and 2.4.